floors, because we did not have tiles or we did not have wooden floors and stuff like that. We would take cow dung, mix it with water, and then take it and make like this on the surface of the floor. Make like this on the surface of the floor. And this process is referred to as ukukhida, okay, or ukusinda. It's called ukusinda. When you take the cow dung and do like this on the floor, what you're doing is called ukusinda. And where we would sinda, because the floor was complete soil, and by ukusinda you were making the soil less dusty and the surface hard enough for people to just stay inside the house. So there was that. But then there were Afrikaners, people who came to South Africa, and then they first initially stayed in Cape Town, but over time they moved from Cape Town in the Western Cape to the lower part of the Eastern Cape in the Fish River area, whereby the Xhosa people were staying. And these Afrikaners then forced African Xhosa people to move. And then the Xhosa people did not want to move. They were like, this is our land. We are staying here. You can't just come to our land and make us move. We don't want to do that. And then this caused conflict between the Afrikaners as well as the AmaXhosa nation. And after this happened, this conflict lasted for over 20 years. But in the year 1811 to 1812, there was a war that was organized by the British, and the war was called the Third Frontier War. During this war, the AmaXhosa people were moved by force, and they were told to move upper east, and they did not have any choice but to move upper east because their cattle was being killed, and also the people were not being taken, they were being persecuted. So some people decided to move upper east. They eventually gave in and moved upper east. But there were some people who were like, no, we are resisting this. We are not moving. This is our land. And then they continued to stay. And then there are those people who moved from the Great Fish River, and they moved upper east into the Zulu, southern part of the KwaZulu-Natal. And then those people who moved into the upper east, they were being pushed west once again. They were being pushed west by the Zulu expansion. So they were moving up east because of the British, and then they were moving west because of the Zulu expansion. This was not easy. The North Nguni, which is AmaZulu, put pressure on the South Nguni, which is AmaXhosa, and this process is referred to as imvecane. And imvecane is referred to as scattering in English. This is because people of the Xhosa nation were scattering all over the place. They were moving this side and this side and this side. So as we were one nation, we were now broken as we were moving this side and this side. And some people still stayed. They refused to leave, and so they were still staying there. So that's my kingdom, Limpondo. And those videos that I've been making on the outside, like walking around, showing you around the Eastern Cape, they are based on the Pondoland. Because in Limpondo, well, let me tell you the history, or let me tell you about the history of how Amampondo people came about. Well, there is a Mpondo Mise man who was called Mhlonhlo. Mhlonhlo, when the British came, Mhlonhlo refused to move. He was like, we are not going anywhere. This is our land. We're staying here. Then the British people were like, if you don't leave, we're going to persecute you. And then Mhlonhlo was like, well, bring it, because we're not going anywhere. Mhlonhlo was like, you know what? We are against what is being done by the British, so let us organize our own force, which is like anti-colonial. And they organized a force, and it was called Mhlonhlo's Force. And the Mhlonhlo's force killed a British man called Christopher Hope. And because of this, the British people were not happy one bit. They were like, we are going to get revenge. And they organized to get revenge. And on their revenge, they were like, you know what? We're not gonna persecute you anymore. In fact, we're gonna destroy the entire kingdom. We are destroying the Amampondo Mise kingdom. And that's what they did. They destroyed the entire kingdom. We had to start over, and starting over is very difficult, more especially if you have nothing to start, to start with. So yeah, that's what happened with Amampondo Mise. And there are also other nations as well. We have Amatembu. Those are the people who are found in a place near Amtata. There are Xhosa people speaking near Amtata and Amtata, and these people are called Amatembu. And then we also have Amaxesibe. Amaxesibe is a kingdom that is found in a place called Emaxesibeni here in the Eastern Cape province. And Emaxesibeni is formerly known as Mount Elif in English, and that place is near Kokstad. So you can still be able to find Xhosa people who are divided into that kingdom as well. And then we also have another kingdom. I know entirely we are the Xhosa nation, but we also have another kingdom that is called Amaxhosa Kingdom. This is a kingdom that is found in a place called, what's that? And that's the kingdom that's found in or near Willowvale. And by the way, if ukubava abantu bathi isiXhosa kodwa ukamva umntu othetha isiXhosa esithi usuka like how we got the name Basingamaxhosa. But some state that we got the name because of the legendary king and leader of the Xhosa nation who was called Umxhosa. But others say no, 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 no. That is not how we got the name. And those people argue that the king's name has since been lost amongst the Xhosa nation, and they state that the name Umxhosa was given to him